Maybe waking up money when the manje money abu video ezugo. Achoro m ikwu okwu na video. Achoro m iti ọnụ. So Igbo, this is the right way to go and honor your ancestors. Yes. The right way to honor your ancestors according to Guinea Ezugo Global TV. Wapuni also click on share, like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our video. Be cool. Like I said, drop a comment again in the comment section. Go the one.
Back to their root. That they are doing justice for our ancestors. That nande okabialueme kande baishe for our ancestors. We brand there our ancestors evil. We brand there our ancestors evil. We take the memories and the ebube our ancestors away. I want to teach you something you don't know. There are actually a way you can honor your living ancestors and your died ancestors and keep their memory alive. You want to go and do their obiodogwu inekwa n'anya if no ugodu no nwere ife icho ka njeme nwanne ma ọkwanu conductor ọkwanu conductor if ko la nwoke na ofuma negari n'anya no gbanu touch na achọrọ m igosi oke gara ife ntị ịghọtago oke n'ọlụ mụ onwe ide emepe gị anya obiodogwu and mmemepegide gị anya until na anya gị eghele oghe ka ọ ya wee naanị iyi ka ị ghara isi na agwa gị agwa. That is just my aim. I want to make sure that your soul perish for lack of for ignorance, for lack of knowledge. So I want to teach them how they can honor their living and died ancestors. So that you don't need to come and keep telling us now they humiliate our ancestors. Now brand they are evil. First, let me tell you, yes, Amanda, she get your pen and write it down because there are people you need to convey this message to. Number one, let us start by your living ancestors. Those that will later, mecha fanwo, ijele egbu ọkụkọ n'ili ha, ijele egbu ewu n'ili ha, iwere afa ha na-eje na mmiri, ịmachite ogiri si na ndị otu ewere na-efio, ị na-akpa afa ha na-egbu ọkụkọ na-egbu ewu were ọbara ya na-agbachika ahụ niile. Ndị ahụ ndị kadugodo ndụ now. So first of all, let me stand by ndị ahụ kadu ndụ now. And by ndị ndụ now, I mean your father, I mean your mother, I mean your grandparents, both your maternal side and your father's side. Go. Now, asịrị na Morocco guru egwuse ịmara ife ihe melu mụ na nwụọ melu nyakịta ndụ ọwụ na nwa ekene ka nye. I repeat, nwere ife ọma ihe melu mụ na nwụọ melu nyakịta ndụ. A minute. Yes. Osinu. Yeah? I wonder Ezugo. I always see myself laughing even when hearing topic for the day. Yes, of course now. Mwaluchiga munne. Eh? Imali foma iye melu nyaketa ndụ ko yawo nwe ekene kanye. So first of all, start appreciating them now that they are alive. Imarife ya wimeru nneru keta odundo obi angri ya na-akpe. Imarife ya wimeru nnaru keta odundo obi angri ya na-akpe. Imarife ya wimeru your grandfather and your grandmother, your grandparents from both sides keta hadundo. Melu ya keta fadundo. Their blessings on you, their positive declarations on you, ngozi ha yenyeru kita hadundo karịrị 1,000 years ihe ebe na ibu atụrụ n'isi ewere ọbara ọkụkọ na-agbakwasara n'isi ma ọ wee gbada mmiri ofu ụbọchị mmiri eburugo na mmiri ebe ijere ịchụrụ chiru na your ancestors aja ofu ụbọchị mmiri ya eburu kene gị iwe fifi mere onwe gị ịghọtago. Now ma erughị ife ọma ahụ ihe emerụ ha because na ajọ okwu niile fa na-ekwu n'isi gị ụfọdụ okwu ọjọọ ha kpụkọtara n'isi gị kịta ha dị ndụ ha nwụọ they will be part of this courses ha na-ekwu ibu na-akpagharị ị na-epiogharịzi piom 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 from be nwa dibịa oge ọ na-abata na be go na nne na nna ya na-eti ọkpọ. In fact, since iji wee jewe obodo oyibo, you have not given them an opportunity of experiencing that joy na-abịa from nwata. You have not given them that joy. You denied them the joy of fatherhood and the joy of motherhood. You are there in Ondo. You are waiting for the day they will die in tears and agony of living a lonely life without experiencing the joy of fatherhood. Ha mụtalụ nwa mana ha agba aka nwa. Ha mụtalụ nwa mana ha agba aka nwa. Ị nọrọ na-epiogharị ka isi akpụ. Ị na-epiogharị ka isi akpụ. Ị na-epiogharị ka isi akpụ. Ị na-achụ ego. Nne gị kpọọ na phone. You cannot even give her 5 minutes of your time. You cannot give your father 5 minutes of attention. You cannot even, their welfare is not even bothering you. If you're my nwunye ebe ahụ ị na-afịọ ifio sọsọ ebe ahụ ebe ịma. Mathias ọkụzigoro nke a. Mathias kịta ọkụzigoro that na akwụkwọ nsọ wụ Bible anyị na-agụ melu ka anyị malụ that you should honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long. Mana etu ahụ si wee gwa na ka esi eme n'ụwa ka esi eme n'eluigwe. Hapụzie nke akwụkwọ nsọ kwuru na ha bịakwa na as far as omenala anyị dị concern. As far as omenala anyị dị concern, ekwugo m okwu a yesterday na-ekwukwa ya again taa. Noah sịrị na ndị Igbo kwuru na nwata ma nna ya amarụgo ndị ichie. Meaning gụnụ na nchukwu ahụ ichukwalụ nna gị ọ nchukwu ahụ ichukwalụ nne gị. Ịghọtago? Blessings esigo from n'ebe ahụ idewela ahụ ya dakpọ hapụzie mgbe ha nalụ ha nwụọ ịchọ ọsọkwa ụdị ma bụ n'elu ili ha ọsọkwa na eme ịpụta iburu mmanya ọkụ a na-ele 100,000 na-akwa n'elu ili ha ọsọkwa jee chọọ village chicken gbuo gbasa ọbara n'elu ili ha ife ị na-apịa anụ nwụrụ anwụ ka ị na-apịa ịtarị. They are no more there to listen to you. They are no more there to hear you. Ife m na-agwa ya tata. Mathias ọnọkatana n'ụwa kụzielu ka ihe esi wee chukwa ndị dị ndụ. Ọkwa oge ọnwụ na ife ọ ga-agwa ya ka ihe esi chukwa ndị nwụrụ anwụ, ka ihe esi chukwa ndị nwụrụ anwụ, ka ihe esi chukwa ndị nwụrụ anwụ, ka ihe esi chukwa ndị nwụrụ anwụ. Ịmana ya ụnọ nne na nna oketa ha nwụzie you can now begin to see them as a saint. Ọ na-agwa ọsọ Saint Mathias dị asọ, Saint Aloysius dị asọ, Saint onye nke a dị asọ. Onye ihu mediatiri mgbe ọ nọ ndụ nwụzie ese na ọwụ saint ka ekozi wee wụrụ saint. Now it is not only that. Ọ bụrụ na nne na nna gị na-ebi ajọ ndụ na-eme ife ọjọọ, you also have a role to play in their life. Ọ bụrụ na nne na nna gị because believe na deri nwa amama mụtara nwa ana nwa ema na oderi. Ịghọtago? Deri nwa amama mụtara nwa and nwa ema na oderi. Anene mụtara nwa and nwa ema na anene. Onye enusi mụtara nwa and nwa ema na onye enusi. Osama mụtara nwa and nwa ema na Osama amụrụ ya. So you owe it as a responsibility. You owe it as a responsibility to convert your parents if they are living the kind of lifestyle that is not good. Because na ohechi niile in a bid for you to do justice for your ancestors. Nwa nene ma nwa Deriko pụta echi niile. Ọ na-agwa anyị na nna ewu sent ma wepụta ọgwa anyị Saint Deriko dị asọ, Saint Anene dị asọ, Saint Osama dị Laden dị asọ, Saint gonukwa ọzọ kelu ka ha kpọgasị ya Saint Nnọrị dị asọ. Why na anyị niile mụ na gị nọ like this Nnọrị saa n'ọnụ. You want to go? So let us continue. Gente, you owe it as a responsibility to help your parents now. They may go the best they can do for you to raise you. Now, you will now begin to also look into their life. It is now left for you to reciprocate that gesture. Whether whichever way we believe that nafani now for your own interest. Now, we shop na ifedotu ahamekunuru mgbe aha adoro mma. For example, o nwere some behavior or some ajọ omume nna yo na-eme, just like ndị nna na-akpagharị jenedi na-ejasi nwunye mmadụ. Ịma na nna yo na-eme ụdị ife. Ịma na nna yo aha eji anya afụ nwunye mmadụ. It is now left for you to assess the life of your father and now begin to look for a way you are going to impact his life positively in a way. It is now left for you as a duty to change him, to now begin to live like a saint. Because a package as a saint. Saint Bobrisky daso, Saint James Brown daso, Saint Kelunda Bugasere Mado, a lot of them intentionally. Saint Ishe de Mabrum Mado, Nese Video, Saint Ishe daso, a lot ago, you de Bustala Hanchanine, Ayane Neneha, Saint Saint Aquaco daso, Saint Onyeze daso, Saint Kelafu Unyenka, Dibianka, Nirima, Wany Dinando. Echinine mwe ya potabia kaina ezo senti azo. So there is a duty you owe to these people while they are still alive, so that when they now die, you can now come. Ayazola ze senti azo. Ebo na azo ze senti azo. But most importantly, while you are doing that, take care of them. Make sure that they are happy. Make sure that time to time, na hana agba nwam chukwu gozie nwam chukwu gozie nwam oya doro mma nwam chukwu gozie oya doro mma karịrị atụrụ and efi more than 100 ihe egbusa n'ime na ọnwụọ, because na ozu nwụrụ nwa ha n'ife na ngwakwa eziokwu, ozu nwụrụ nwa ha n'ife ọsọkwa use 100 million wee kwa ya na ọnwụọ. You are wasting time. You are wasting time. You owe them that obligation to look after them. You may not have the capacity or possess the capacity to give them everything they need at this time. But the fact that there is a way you must try in your own capacity to put a smile on the face of your father. If you make it na Facebook, ancestors ancestors if you make it na Facebook, if you na Facebook, is immaterial. What matters is what you did for them while they are alive. Now, however, those ones imitiro, like Amolom Keta, Nzabadike, they believe na imitiro Michael Dike. Meet him on a dike or so na Michael dike. Meet him some of my ancestors in Negagolaga. But Ogamolom Nime Dike's family. Only if you were malon de be dike. Only na if you were malo family. Or one a family go arunsi. Eji pansi we malaha. Or one a family who butelu mado. Eji madu we malaha. Or one a family who balonta. Eji gbanta wee mara ha. Ọwụ na family hu na-eme ha si be nna ha jewi ijedi, ya eburu be nna ha wee jewi ijedi, ha ruo ebe ahụ na afịọtụ na ada na aha anụ nwa ha anụ. Eji wee malụ family hu. Different things ka eji wee malụ family anyị n'ụwa tata. Ụfọdụ uwe ife ndị nna nna anyị ha metara emeta. What you owe them as their descendant is number one. Ọwụrụ n'isi na family nwere ezigbo afa. Just like my family. Just like my family. All na ewu nwaanyị a na-achọ ịnụ anụ ewe gbagido njọ we bebe ndebe dike otilo ma onye ọkada efolo ya asị gama n'udo dị ịghọtago ọwụ dị nwaanyị a na-anụ anụ a na-abịa ịnụ anụ ndị bunu wee sị ka eje gbaa njụ wee bịa gbawa njụ n'uru agụ wee bịa gbawa njụ na Nnewi maka famili ya na-akpọbe ndebe dike marriage aha aga gosiriri family nwere clean slate, clean them what you owe to them, those ancestors. Abụlọ ịpụta na family, ịpụta na Facebook bịa na-edegharị mkpọtụ niile ị na-eje. Try so hard, work so hard to sustain that legacies those your ancestors developed. Number one, take this program seriously. Share this program. Share this program. I don't know share. I can share go this program. Maka nka keta awụ nke ya bara uru. Jee kpọọ Maazị Dibia, kpọọ no critical thinker, kpọọ ihe the light of Africa, kpọọ Matthias na elu mmadụ 5. Ekweghị m ị ga mmadụ 34 yesi a watch na ebe a, and so far over 600 people are watching go this program. Within 21 minutes. Ọ wụrụ mmadụ 5 share gorie. Ọ wụrụ mmadụ 5 share ya ka ezi n'isi ife na-eme. Onwe ife na-eme nni aja ka na-esile ebe a. Ịghọtago? Egwuregwu ka na-egwu here now. Na ọwụrụ mmadụ 5 share gorie. Mana ife a na-akụziri gị ife ya bara uru. Jee kpọọ Matthias, sị Matthias na nzi anya bịa gee ntị na this message. Click on like and love. I like on the fact that na this particular program will mmadụ 25 react go to it. How come? I have 50 comments here. And we go more than mmadụ 25 series go right on here. So why is it obagota to 10? If you're not doing react to this video when you come. On now, all that reaction. Look, my page I don't monetize. All this if I'm not just for the betterment of our Igbo. And for the betterment of our people. Although monetize, Facebook, nobody pays me for this. Nobody pays me for this. So share this program, click on like and love. You know what I go? So let us continue. Now, na family what you owe these ancestors of yours that did all those kind of underground work for you. You will have a family because na live an upright life. What you need to do for them is to make sure that you continue in that line, is to make sure that you continue to uphold their legacies, is to make sure that anytime actually you make something in line with if I hate you, my family, na conscience remember who you are. Remembering who you are and where you come from is the greatest way you can honor and respect your ancestors. What a good malebisi malonye moroho. It will help you to sustain and maintain that legacy. Hapu keme jumping up and down on Facebook. All is from family. Ebe nwelu aja afa. Ebe nwelu ajo afa. Afọ unu jochaftalụ njọ na-esi isi that na ebe ọbụ na-akpọbata na akpọ na afọ family unu ọgbaghara adụ. Ịghọtago? Daalụ Ifeọma Ikenna, I greet you. Daalụ o. Ọnwụrụ na family unu nwere ajọ afa. O nwere family nwere ajọ afa whether you like it or not. Eziokwu na a na-asị na ofe onwuhu nwata ya asị na ofe nne esiri atọghị ụtọ. Ịmacha na family wu nwere aja afa, ịmacha na ABC jọrọ njọ, ịmacha na ntọna na family wu jọrọ njọ. You know, but you are just pretending. Mmadụ were ike ọnụ na-eri iwe ewere wee mesoghị omume na ụmụnna ma ọ were wee ji na-aya something ibelieve na oke n'urugwu na ilo iwe mana eziokwu. What do you owe to those people? What you owe them, even though they have done worse things during their time? But the only thing you can do so that they can be proud of you where they are is by doing it right. is by redeeming the name of your family. Be the light in which people will see your family and say, ah, okobonye do to amba na nde emetara but me wola ezigbo afa we tugari ajo afa those ancestors, instead of you to continue to glorify them, instead of you to continue to praise them even in their evil ways. Yes, let us continue. You gotta go. Ihe blessing. Ejina maka kelonye dedere ife a. Ejina maka kelonye na reply de ife a. Ejina maka onye ahụ. You gotta go. These are people. Okay, ma somebody look at this road fashion. These are people they are from a very bad family background. You gotta go. These are people from a very bad family background. It is not my fault that I don't have a good handwork, but I am living far more better than you. It is not my fault. How is it my fault? It is not my fault that I don't have alcohol, but I am living far more better than you. It's not my fault. These are people from a very bad family background, and they can never do anything to change that background. They can never do anything to change that background. That is why they always want to go back to the root of evil. Yeah? By the way, going back to the root should be for people who even have good family name, good family background. Yes. Going back to the root should be for people who have good family name. Family. You will not back to the root of evil. It means nature he nyere aka because na asịrị na ajụrụ nwata ife gburu nne ya ọsị na ọwụ eju ajụọ nwata kedu ife gburu nne ọsị na ọwụ eju ewe jụọ nwata sị ya kedu ife iji n'aka ọsị na ọwụ eju ewe jụọ ya ewe sị ya nwa m ndụ ọ na-agụkwu I am teaching you how you can honor your ancestors both living and idle one, and we will say now first of all we take care of the living. May good look at the living ones Obondo. Within the last 1 week, how many times can men and house go to thank you? How many times can men and house go to it shall be well with you? You don't need to have a lot of money for you to do something that can impress them. Or jinkiti, your mother non a village go and showing them mother. Oh yeah, go zero. If any impresses you a lot of things. You don't need to buy cars, you don't need to buy houses for them to be happy. What you need to do for them is just a little thing you need the email. In fact, the least of all things you need the email your father and your mother for them to be happy. Honor them. Honor them with the little you can. That one, it shall be well with you. That one, that thank you, chuku gozie. Kalele, if it ten, iye buna pona na ya ba. Iwe ponata, isene na ponata onye nyoro wa, kesene na pochigata shigu, kesene na ebubata okuben na, kesene ji yenye shigu ni, iji yenye nde na ancestors wunni. Free now, waste of time and energy. Then look at what you can do. No na fanoro zindo. Owulu no a good family name. Owulu na the ancestors they will ezbo ntonana na edu family uwelu tata. What you owe them is to protect that legacy. You must have to continue from where they stopped. Only if you mara abolono. Never ekopuna ka ifa end ya n'ebe no. Don't drag na ejena no katakwe ko wolo ngo ka ekwensu ye eji we gbotoko afufu hatalo because it took them a lot of sacrifices and denial for them to maintain that clean slate on today. Let it not end with you. Make sure that even in your own time that it continues. You are honoring them because they are happy wherever they are. If they at all they see us, they are happy wherever they are. You don't need to boil, you don't need to boil. What you just need to do is to continue in the legacy. Because na uzuo himbo no nde ma uzuo iwe na nne wula akuna ka ọ na-agbawuru n'oso na ụmụ nwaanyị na nọ na di mana ha awọ nọ na di achọ di. Ịma na hụ ntọ na eji wee ma family unu maka ị na-anụ ka na-ekwu n'okwu. Ejikwa n'ebe a je nụrụ nwaanyị o, ejikwa ịgba n'ilo wee mara ha. Ejikwa n'ebe a je nụrụ nwaanyị, ụmụ nwoke ekwekwana ka anụkpu nwa ebe a, ejikwa ịgba n'ilo wee mara ụmụ nwoke ha. Biko sikwa na family ahụ gbafere pụọ, ha bụkwa aka ọbara, ha na-egbukwu mmadụ. Biko sikwa na family ahụ gbafere, ha na-emekwa ife dị otu a, ha na-emekwa ife dị otu a. Ịmachi ife niile. What you owe them now is to right the wrong of yesterday. They will be happy to stay where they are and see that na ife family memuho na ngoma with their descendant has corrected it, and the moment the people will be doing ezigbo maka that family, they are automatically happy where they are because have believe that you have done what they have not been able to do. Because what are we even saying? The dream of every father is for where to do more better ebo melo ofuma and never to fail ebo fail. That should be the dream of every genuine father and mother. Now, if you have successfully done this by correcting the wrong they have done, because you can't continue, you can't just come and brand the perima, say I innocent call, or there are possible only a terror call to the people of the society born on do. Epota, say no sent call, or sent even nguma. Continue in your evil ways. You cannot be a saint. You cannot be a saint anywhere na Igbo. Ebinde mmadụ mago mani terror. Ebinde mmadụ mago emokoka derimu amama si we terrorize oboda. Emokoka deriko, the popular deriko si we terrorize oboda. Emokoka cheka we si terrorize ndebe ha. Emoko nda mana ha wo terror. Ndola gananya, the moment you remember the hand on obodo, iyabasi egwike, yekwebu moto bata, yekwebisi egwike, uno gwoge yalu uno, because of now mana how evil people. Ụfọdụ n'ime ha nwere pride even in committing evil. Onwuzie chinile, epota gwa innocent ka ọwụ. Igwa na Chineke anyị akpọghị ọkụ. Onye ahụ nwuzie chinile, epotazie gwa anyị na onye ahụ sent ka ọwụ. Onwere onye amaghị onye, ọkwa ime nwe community amaghị onye nwe onye. Etu osokuru ugwu si wee dewe onwe community ọwụna ma family ya na-aba aba mara family ya ha aba aba ịda ụtụ onye ụbọchị ụmụ utoru ori ịnụ di ma ụbọchị ụmụ utoru ori ịnụ nwaanyị iwe mmalụ dị na ndị mmadụ ọgbakọ ife ahụ ị na-eme ga. Then let me tell you another wonderful thing you can do. Na ọ bụrụ na your family na your ancestors aha nọrọzi ndụ, and let me use what Soma Best did for instance. What Soma Best did was that he built a standard hospital in the memory of the late mom. Have you seen? In that way, he has honored the late mom to keep the legacy going. In fact, with doing that, you can never forget the name of that woman for as long as a Batalu that hospital. Look at Toronto Hospital do Onitsha. If you have ever set your foot into that hospital, there is no way everything about the late Robert Eze. That is another way of keeping the memory of your ancestors alive. Look at Epotahana roundabout Newu. If the late Wafurizu Ebapuria. You must ask somebody, please, who is this? The late Wafurizu. The first so person. So the moment Ebata Newi immortalize the Newi happy memory of that life. Epotana name if ever Power Mike. Even without you having a knowledge of who Power Mike is, the moment you take Hanana name junction and ask, please, who is this man? I download every history of Power Mike. These are many ways in which you can immortalize your ancestors. You can memorize their ancestors. There are a lot of schools today. There are a lot of motherless babies home today. There are a lot of foundation today. Jane or if take even can be okwu or samelu in the memory of their mom. Go there and look at what they did in the memory of their mom. You gotta go there. You will see what they did in the memory of their mom. Are you telling me that now after you feature? Yeah? You feature. Jane or if they be ebeni a make of follow Charlotte shopping mall. They are for my man. A make of follow Charlotte shopping mall. They are for my man. So even after my man no Charlotte the war, the memory of my man had to go alive that people can never forget about. People to hear about and he is doing a lot of things for people in the memory of his late mom. Because usually when you immortalize people or when you do something in the memory of people, there must be a part of the services and a render there. Ye fiti. Ya only something humanitarian to help to keep the memory of that person alive. Among the water even the now. Or the water ho a jaw. There are so many things you can do to keep the memory of your father, your late dad, and your late mom alive. Here put on a Facebook, you got him auto justice for your ancestors, justice for your ancestors. Go no kafamelu. Go no kafamelu. I am asking you. Or give me the family cultural special. And I'm ajojo. And I immortalize in the bundle self. Or who's in the one. You got to go. So these are things you can do if you feel that no. Look. And for those people, their parents lived a very bad life beforehand. You can also use this form. You can do some humanitarian service in the memory of your late dad or your late mom. People will benefit. You push smiles in the faces of people. It will right the wrong of yesterday. And they will be happy wherever they are. This is what we na Facebook. A discover a discover fora, a discover ipoka. I will ask you a question. Can last in ipoka? And some of you know, but if I ask you, you have not eaten a phone for the past 1 year or 2 years, or less non then abaka here. Only if you need and sustainable. And that is to show you that if you don't eat this food here, you can also eat that food the other place. You know what? So, see how sound is like a broken record. This going back to the root agenda, you must have to first of all check the root where you are going back to. We cannot continue to tolerate it in your file. You don't need to go back to that root. You need to dissociate yourself from that root and rewrite the wrong. You need to create a new route and a new track, a new path for your family to follow. That may be the reason why you cannot continue to walk in the path of darkness. You want to go back to the root of even the mother. Only gwasi or gwọrọ ajọ ọgwụ kụọ ajọ ọgwụ n'obodo amarie na ọ na-agwọ nsị na-akụ nsị marie na ọ na-emetụta emetụta. You are telling us in this 21st century that you want to go back to the root of that evil? Is it even possible? This is the time for you to create a new path. That family merge into that new path. Let them follow the light and forget about darkness. I don't know. Oblo legacies need can keep. Oblo legacies need can fight. So legacies should be left in the grave. Let it stay there because it is not of good. It is everything evil. So some legacies should be left on anyi. Let them rot where they are. Oh, some of you, let's celebrate on you. Don't you know that now some of you, when your fathers or your mothers, when your grandparents died, that people were celebrating? Oh, no, now some of us not here. No, well, some of us, or grandfather or great grandfather, people celebrated the same way as you're celebrating February, simply because now God will not get rid of one big evil. In this 21st century, now one day mother nature each year back to what people have forgotten. Yeah? So sometimes sit down and analyze the message. And some of our ancestors, does it mean you want to go back to the path of that evil mother? And now can condemn a whole lot of people go husu. Today they are living in that alpha agoloha. Where are the people? Where are the people? Yeah? Now Genesis Ezugo. Now only women they follow you because they lack critical thinking. I am happy that non good jaka a woman. I am happy that na woke to kaubuamu meba a woman. So I assume that now know a woman. You what I go? That is how we follow you. Where they say, as you go, why not Sunday Zion may follow? Mother, where you a question? Where say, are you a Zion member or Sahaza or Kowon? You what I go? So Mrs. General ladies means Mrs. Call lady. Can you get you? Kowanda, go on. I tell you. You what I go? Ufikamu homeboy can uncook. They get on take. Some of your ancestors, due to one thing or the other, only how the interest, the reason or reasons battle had you wake up one day, we declare, we create a form ye me madodokayo as no outcast. A wezi ni ye jeba anwani na kuna haye meko hawe no do kanda mapo. Yeah? Yeah? Hawe no Januaries na my message in our haunt to let it haunt you for good. Of what use can my message you if it doesn't haunt people like you? In fact, when I see people like you aggressive, I will know that because if you don't belong to any categories of this, if I know, you won't be angry. Yes. For example, Owen is from family were good men. Their ancestors, so they were good men and good legacies how they follow. I don't see why you are going to be upset. I don't see why you are going to be upset. Or see Igbo from the Bible. Does that justify Igbo? That is the question. Whether no from the Bible, could be na Benam, could be from Benam, Igbo is Igbo, and they should be condemned anywhere. Yes, it should be condemned. So it is not even all about Igbo Kelebo Bidoro, but that is the problem. When it comes to ye gono nandosha burunde bisiocha kona bunde bisioji. Does that justify the reason why you should be buying somebody in an Igbo here? That is the ignorance I don't understand. It is more like na agbaone na agwonsi. It say no onye nke ni na agwokwansi. Does that justify that evil act? Evil is evil. Are you trying to use neburu na Bible where justify ya na ndị ba anyị nwere ndị ha gburu due to one kind of barbaric culture or tradition? Ụfọdụ melu because of their selfish interest. A lot of people today are suffering the pain of Nas and how outcast. For what? Somebody nemono etu nesi wemono. They are suffering, bearing that stigma. It is a stigma. How are we going to correct it in this 21st century if not because of what we are doing? Enlightening people na akọwarụ ndị mmadụ ịghọtago that na ọ bụrụ na mmadụ do good na onye ahụ do good. Kele ife ụfọdụ n'ime family na oppress fa Onya kanjiwe, so that some of those things our ancestors did, they did it because of their personal interest day to day or culture and tradition. Why are you saying that when people saw light that they cannot change some of those barbaric traditions? Because it was programmed to benefit the few. Now, ndo okenye nozi na village araru ana oshozie ka okpala amaru shozie ka orie ga ekpe na ndo eju omewuwe kowa nsi gbumu ụmụ ụfọdụ ka egburu nwa ha nke izi gbuo nwa ha nke ịbụa gbuo nwa ha nke ịtọ na-egbu ka egbuo nke ịnọ ha kpọkọrọ family ha gbapụ ọsọ gbaje ebe ha gbajeruru ha ebe a agụọ ha osu because na then na ụka abịa bụ so ife people ụka na-afụ asa ebe mgbaba ha awụ na alụsị so ha gbalụzie gbakwuje alụsị for safety ewee gụọrụ ha alụsị ha nọrọ ebe ahụ na-aza afọ ahụ wee ruo taa and you are happy a na-ekwuye ọdụka ya sị na ife a na-ekwu na amahọ nke Igbo ejima do very very clean n'anya ahụ ịma ịnụrụ ya ịma na omere eme ụfọdụ ụmụ ejima survive ya you can still see some of them or ndị canon ndụ today they will tell you their history onweghị onye amahọ afa nne ya were akpọ mama or mommy. Go. So you know now all those evil were people who merie when the job wee ike mgbe ahụ ha gbugidoro gbugido mmadụ a na-atụghọ egwu n'obodo o nwere ike ọwụ n'isi from the descendant of such a person epụta today ị na-agwa anyị justice for your ancestors, justice for your ancestors. You want to go back to the root to continue to perpetrate evil in the land. Ịmarọ na ịchọbụghị ịzụ onwe ndụ. Go. There are some roots you better disconnect yourself from. There were a lot of people who change the surname. How change the surname because they understand the root and the reason battle ejwe bafa ejwe ba afa onwe family na nnewi ya mgbe ahụ ọnwụ nọ na-egbufa ọnwụ na-egbusisi ụmụ ya niile ha wee wolu ego wee gbanwere ndụ ha wee dọwa ndụ mana ha daziri ụbịam ha wee chenji afafa wee zabazie afọ ọzọ ma ya akpọ afa because na mkpọ afọ ahụ ụfọdụ ndị na-awọchi m nwere ike mara ebe m na-ekwu ha wee chenjie afafa wee zabazie afọ ọzọ nna ha mgbe ahụ wee sị ka ma ụmụ ya anwụ o wee wolu ndụ wee gbanwere ego ịbịa be ha niile onye nke megidoro mistake break from the shackle of that poverty dụka ya sị na ego ya abata ya aka ọnwụ egbuo ya ofu egburu daa ọnwụọ ife ahụ ancestral causes ife ndị nna ha meru hoping that they are doing good for their descendant na-abịa for ụmụ ha but the famaro na fa keili generation ha na-abịa na-agbụ ụbịam ebighị ebi not until the new nya mgbe abalị those period nya ka njiwe na-asị na abalị na during those late 1990s and early 2000 a lot of families na Igbo nọ ethnic nọ n'ife a na-akpọ generational cleansing, family liberation. I remember Sembat Deliverance and Healing Unit in the Sembat. Boss si ha na abana so many villages ebe a na-eje break ancestral causes. A way massive light springing up from everywhere. Go and check your vicinity or your environment. Ebe 1990 something. Abịakwa enwe ofu ọgaranya ha a na-anụ afa onye gba moto dụka ya sị na ọnyara jet ọdụzikata tata moto bachalụ bama na family niile eme family liberation. Ife niile ndị nna anyị ụfọdụ ndị jọrọ njọ n'ime ha mmekọnyọrọ ekpuchasịa greater percentage of them. Obodo nwere onwe ha ife bata enwe light ife bata ife muke ebe niile ha wee mechaa ya ife wee bata ịbịa na family ya nna agwa unu enu dị ebe ahụ I can count mana nna agwa unu enu dị ebe ahụ pekata mpe ọ karịrị unu enu 7 do na family ya kịta ịghọtago ife bata dị So onye gwarago na enweghị generational causes or na ụfọdụ ndị ancestors anyị emetụta bụ onye ahụ nọ na-atụ ụga. Bụ onye ahụ na Mose nọ na-atụ ụga. A lot of things mere. There are some roots you should disconnect yourself from. You build a new root and legacy for yourself and your children. And let those people who decide to exit themselves from that path connect themselves from the new lineup that is going to bring light to your family. So, all of the even kọwachalụ n'ụtụtụ a n'igechachalụ this part 1 ewota he man eriri because na ewoje part 2 abịa unu enyezina mkpọtụ go back to the root, go back to the root. Which root? When last did you even visit your root? Ki ihe visit ye ị na-echukwa kwe ụfọdụ n'ime unu ọfịa etocha na be nọ nọ even ụfọdụ n'ime unu lechala na name your family compound, which is the direct connection with that your root. You sold every single land your father Apollo as a legacy. Every single connection to that root, you sold it. Yet on Facebook, you want to go back to which root? I am asking you. The only connection to an Abennaga, even there must be a place you will come and say, this is where your father started. This is the root of your father. You want to go? But Giana, layman, let's say a stranger. A stranger occupy go your rightful root to your father's lineage. Ayada kuzuru n'ezigbo ife n'olu a na-akụziri unu ndị Igbo Chukwu wee wụrụ nga ndị Igbo Chukwu wee wụrụ nga ndị Igbo ji wee wụrụ original people. Ndị Igbo ahụ Maazị Dibia na-agwa unu n'ọha wude ha na-enjoy quarter of good life ị na-enjoy today. Today, when you want to travel, you enter on executive vehicles. If it is a place that is far, you book your flight. You pack your clothes in a very nice briefcase. You have nice set of dresses that when you wear, people will admire you. When you have money, you build a nice house. You have a business you can do from the comfort of your home. You are enjoying more than those ancestors are about. Some of them will wish that Nahab exists in this time, exist. And this is what they wish for you. Because life wasn't easier for them then, but they also were trying to survive. So the life you are living today is what them themselves wished you. It's what them themselves wished you. Onweghị nna anya lo Mercedes anya ụkpana ya chọka nwa anya kwa Mercedes anya ụkpana. Ọ ya chọka ngwa anya GLE nke ka anya ụkpana ahụ nyara mma. Onweghị nna biri n'ụlọ aja ụpa chọrọ ka nwa continue obiwe n'ụlọ aja ụpa. Ọ chọrọ ka ibie na duplex afọ n'echiri ọfụma ọfụma. Onweghị nna rụchala ụlọ kụọ gbamgbam lata nchala chọrọ nwa eluchi ụlọ ka ọkụkwa gbamgbam. Ọ chọrọ nwa eluchi ụlọ ka ọ kụọ metro ties. Ọ ife ọ chọrọ. Ịghọtago? So we should be progressive in thinking and not retrogressive. What these guys are doing is taking us back to the Stone Age days. And to be honest with you, with the kind of society and the community I now advance into. Remember, we have moved into a global stage where we now live in a global community. So where they are taking you back to, you don't have any need for that. You don't have any need for that. We are even moving to a time where naturalization will be the order of the day, which is going to, where you migrate and go, that place you naturalize. If you want to go back to that routine, it is your choice. Look at a lot of women now in Obodo. How many of them will find their way to this route? They will definitely live their life in America as the son of Emeka from Umunze. They will definitely live their life in China as the son of Nonso from Ekurumiri. They will live the rest of their life in UK as the son of John from Nkelefi. But they can never come back to Nkelefi. A lot of women now go to different African countries. Ije na Cameroon, etu aka ụmụ ndị Igbo si wee gasara. Ije na Mali, ije na even Zambia, etu aka ụmụ ndị Igbo si wee gasara. 70% of them can never find their way back to this route again. In another 21st century, where people live and adopt where they find peace, it cannot drive back to those ancient days. Chinua Achebe documentary those right up so that you know, it is important that you know where you are coming from. Never to go back to that place, but it is important to know where you are coming from. That is why Ogalanyo Wona Ma Ebo Bidolu. But if you ask them a question, do you wish to go back to that place? They will tell you no. So onye waye tono na achọ ka o chigakwa back to those days about the ma. Otherwise, there are some history people don't love to go back to. In fact, if not that now that your past will determine your future, or that history is important because history will always guide you to either do things right or to do things wrong. History will always be there to guide you, and that is why we now document all those things are now document. That in Ije museum today, a full ite mmiri edewelu cup anyway, just to show you that this is how your ancestors drank water. This is where they store their water. Ije bahi fueku eji esiofe, just to show you that no when your ancestors on a carve wood that is not to show you that they use eku and eku with the best. That is not even to show you that the Ita with the best. And from during the time of Itona, edewe kerifa na akpọ ife eji esi nne so kọ ihe nkụ adokwasi Itona n'elu. Today, even those people not into catering, those people who need catering as na eji esi nni, they use gas who eji esi nni. Only few people can agwa na ha achọ jollof rice ka na atụ unyi, na ha achọrọ nni esiri na nkụ, na ha achọrọ mmiri eji chute na stream. Yeah? Only few people can think in such a way. Otherwise, why suffer yourself to go down to the stream when there is a borehole in your house? Why even bother to go downstairs to go and fetch water when water can run from the comfort of your bedroom, from the third floor of the house? That is the era we are going to. Stop taking us back. We need to know what happened in Aguleri. We need to know how Agukundi came into existence. But those memories we don't want to go back to because we don't have any need for that. I only need to know how my father came into existence. I only need to know who my grandfather is. I need to know the history of our family. But going back to that place is a hell no. You can't even survive if you go back there. Do you think you can survive? Even right now, in your condition, you are still finding it difficult. You still want a good life for yourself and your family. Do you think you can survive quarter of what those men survived those days? They survived those days because there is nothing they could do. There is nothing they could do. 90% of people will never wish to go back to their past. Who are this new generation of old blood that are trying to penetrate and infiltrate into the system I know today? Who are these guys? Eh? When you see the thinking of Ihede, he is thinking like a man from the Stone Age. When you listen to Matthias speak, I laugh. And if you are listening to him and seeing sense in what he says, you are actually more funny than him. When I listen to Mazidibia, the worst of them all, I don't even know the group of these people who follow share up. What do you aim to achieve by that sharing? You are living almost 30 years of your life in America, and you are there listening to a man who is telling you how original your people are, how your people are the original owners of this land, how your people are the chief engineers, how civilization started from your house, how your people are the head in everything. Yet you abandon that land so long, and you are finding a good life in America. I wonder why you are still living your the etymology of the world. You always want to trace every word to Africa, to an Igbo here. Eh? Ekwo God, you go and tell them the etymology of dog, the word of God. Ekwo fan, you go and tell them the etymology of the word fan. Ekwo come, you go and tell them the etymology meaning of the word come. What does it mean? I am asking you, what does it mean? I want to know, how will any of those nonsense only benefit you in the world of today? We have left the stage I know now. We are going to jet age. During the time of Stone Age. What are you going to be doing with the etymology of the word gospel? What gospel means in English language is what you understand. Go and read the meaning of those words in English language. If it means something good, it is good. It is good. Yes, that meaning we do. But when you find the etymology meaning of it, yes, I may borrow capital from capital oil. I may borrow global from Ezugo Global. I may follow incorporated from the name of another businessman. I borrowed these three words because I saw it first, or I heard it from the business names of these people. I joined Zenia together, or Capital Global Incorporated. What you should be interested is the services Capital Global Enterprises is rendering, and not where I got the name from. Where I got the name from might be the origin. What I am doing with the name here is what matters to you. If you know that the etymology of that word capital, they are from capital oil and gas, and the capital oil and gas is rendering good services and I'm not rendering good services, what difference does it mean to you? If I have served you well and the capital is not serving people well, what do you need? What you need is the services I am rendering to you at the moment. So every single name, just like Etus Weku, that no is that I will name him after late Senator Patrick Ifanyoba. In the etymology, meaning on Akuzilono, I can tell you that the etymology of that word comes from, of that name, they are from Ifan. Not so. Not so. I am asking you. Now, of what use call to you? I want to know the use out to you. On one working with Patrick, be a boy, a shop go the base with that name Patrick. I'm a major. You will start looking for can a base with this name Patrick. Can a base with this name Patrick? Where bear Ike Dukuno. By the way, share this video. Part 1 gone, part 2 is coming. Darling.